Hey, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm just going to start the E minor pentatonic shape. It's going to be the first shape of the 5. So I'll start off nice and easy. I'll show you a little lick that can lead into our next shape, the actual G major pentatonic shape. So let's get cracking. Oh yeah, daddy! So the first shape, open notes, closed notes. It's a very easy shape. Remember when we did the E minor and /C pentatonic shape, it was here. I'm still using this guitar, by the way. I get mine back next week. It's a long story, but this will do. It still makes some noise. I quite like it, actually. Quite cute, fun to play. Anyway, let's crack on. So let's start. So the E minor pentatonic shape. It's exactly the same as the A minor, but obviously because it's lower, deeper on the strings and the tone and the lower neck, you need to use the open notes, because imagine that's the E fret right here, so obviously that's the open E. So when we go into the G/E minor pentatonic and also the major scale, which I showed you last week, you can have a lot of fun with it because there's a lot of pull-off notes. If you're not quite there yet with your lead work, it helps you immensely. Like for example, just that will make you sound much better than you maybe are at this stage, but it's an easier, like you can do a lot of hammer-ons within G as well. Because of the open notes, you only do it. See what I mean? So that's like the basic, the G minor, sorry, the E minor and the G. Duh. Remember, next week we're going to do the G one, but then this is the E minor. Don't get confused. When I say the E minor/G pentatonic, it is the same notes. It's the same series of notes, just done in a slightly different order. There's 5 boxes, remember. So the first one starts on the A, second one starts on the C, the third one starts on the D, and obviously it goes up into the... It goes up the scale of C. So exactly the same in the E minor/G. It's the same notes, but you're just playing them in a different order. It depends what tone you're working on. So if I played chords G and say D and C, I can still do the E minor pentatonic scale over it because it's still going to sound the same. So like I say, get your head around just getting used to the fingering and so on. And then what we'll do is I'll start to do some chords with you and I'll show you where you can sit these certain pentatonic scales in. For example, like I say, some start with a D, so maybe you'd start that box when you're going over and over a D minor shape or D minor major shape if you're in the key of G. So like I say, nice and easy one today, because you may have been spending the last few weeks doing this one and think, hang on, why is it different? Like I say, it's because you do an open note, because it's deeper down. So get used to that. And then when you feel a little bit more confident, start pulling off. So what's a pull-off? A pull-off is exactly what it sounds like. So you play the original notes. So I'm playing the bottom G here, and I'm just pulling off. So that's a hammer-on and a pull-off. But for this one, we're just going to do pull-offs. So like I say, when you get a little more confident, instead of playing every note, you're going to pull off every second. Play around with that scale. And if you notice the fingering I'm using this one for the 3rd fret, so it's exactly how my fingers are. Look, 1, 2, 3. That's the E minor pentatonic shape /G. Next week we'll do the G major. It's the same amount of notes, it's the same notes as well, but they're in a different order just to give that different tonality. It makes it a more positive, a G major instead of an E minor. Again, same notes, just different order. So I showed you the G scale, the G major scale. We're going to fit that G major scale in the E minor / G pentatonic scale. Pentatonic, remember, it only has 5 notes, and then the major scale has 8. Technically it's 7 because you're playing the first note twice, but an octave apart. Octave means 8, of course. So remember doing that from last week. So it's a G major scale. So you're going to blend them together. So you're going to start with the high octave. Hopefully by this stage you would have learnt this enough so it's a little bit more fluid for you. So can you see how I blended it today? So I started with the G major scale, and then I went into the G pentatonic / E minor pentatonic. If I was just going to do the normal E minor, but if you want to add those G minor notes, sorry, G major notes. So it's quite early for me today. We're doing the E minor pentatonic. You're blending the G major scale within the E minor. And if you want to continue doing it further, so thank you very much. Like I say, it's a little bit early for me. I am up and down at the minute. Like I say, I'm using a different guitar, so you have to get used to a different guitar. I get mine back soon, thank God. Mwah, my best. Well, thank you very much to Ollie Newton for letting me borrow your daughter's guitar. Very nice of you. It's like I say, I enjoy playing it. It's a cute little guitar. So yeah, as always, stay foolish and rockin'.